You are watching A News. I'm Leila Masimba. Here's the top stories for today. Trump declares America is back in his first State of the Union address since he returns to office. Arab summit adopts Egypt's $53 billion plan for Gaza. Bayraktar Kenji successfully completes his first flight equipped with Aselsan's new radar. US President Donald Trump's first State of the Union since returning to power was packed with bold promises. Peace talks on Ukraine, US expansion and a Mars mission. But his speech quickly turned chaotic, with Democratic lawmakers interrupting, protesting and walking out.
America is back.
US President Donald Trump opened his State of the Union address by claiming his administration achieved more in 43 days than most do in 4 or even 8 years. It's the first time he addressed Congress since returning to power in January.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
Mr. Trump also says he received a letter from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in which the Ukrainian leader expressed willingness to come to the negotiating table over the Russia-Ukraine war.
Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago.
He also says he would welcome the people of Greenland into the United States of America. He says the US needs Greenland for national and international security.
One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security.
During his long 1 hour and 40 minutes speech, he also vowed to plant the American flag on Mars.
We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
His address to Congress wasn't without protest. Within minutes, there were catcalls from Democratic lawmakers. Texas Congressman Al Green was ordered out of the chamber after refusing to sit down. Some representatives turned their backs on Trump, displaying messages like "Force, Save Medicaid, Mask Steals and Protect Veterans" on their shirts before walking out. Dozens of Democrats left within the first hour of the speech. However, Trump says he's just getting started.
US President Donald Trump's new tariffs on goods from Canada, Mexico and China have begun dealing a severe blow to global trade. Analysts say Trump's decision on 25% tax hikes threatens the North American economy, while China has announced retaliatory measures. Global markets are already experiencing one of the sharpest losses in history.
Thank you very much.
US President Donald Trump's new 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada came into effect on Tuesday. Additionally, tariffs on China's goods have increased to 20%. These tax hikes affect $2.2 trillion in annual trade with America's top 3 trading partners. Analysts say the move is predicted to seriously impact economic growth. Furthermore, they say price increases could lead to trade wars.
U.S., Mexico, and Canada have pretty tightly integrated supply chains. So the average car made in the U.S. or in the Mexico, Canada, U.S. zone tends to travel across borders up to 8 times. And so if you're imposing a tariff of 25% each time a part comes across the border, or if the whole automobile crosses the border, it's going to get pretty costly pretty quickly.
The tariffs will therefore increase goods in the U.S., which will affect Americans who are still struggling with high inflation. It also goes against Trump's campaign promise to reduce the cost of living for Americans.
What it means is essentially twofold. The first thing is that prices will be higher. The cost of importing goods from these countries will be higher. So that is likely to be passed on to consumers in some way. And the other thing is that we're likely to see weaker activity as a result of it as well. So we're going to have weaker growth, and we're also going to see higher prices, which are likely to translate into higher interest rates and otherwise as well.
The tariffs on products imported from Mexico and Canada could significantly impact the North American economy, as it relies on supply chains in sectors like automotive manufacturing, energy refining, and agricultural processing. U.S. data shows factory prices have reached a 3-year high, meaning the new tariffs will affect production as well. However, Trump says that these 3 countries have not done enough to stop the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. or the flow of illegal immigration. His decision has caused sharp declines in global stock markets, with all major U.S. indexes already dropping. Canada has responded strongly, imposing a 25% tariff on $30 billion worth of U.S. imports, including food products, household appliances, and motorcycles. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum also announced retaliatory measures. China will impose additional tariffs of 10 to 15% on U.S. goods, starting on the 10th of March, and new export restrictions on U.S. companies, while filing a complaint with the World Trade Organization. As countries and the global markets scramble to deal with the impact of the tariff hikes, the future is now entering into a new era for all of us.
Control over key ports in Panama is shifting to the United States in a multi-billion-dollar deal involving major international investors. The move revives past controversies, including U.S. President Donald Trump's warnings about foreign control over the Panama Canal. With geopolitical stakes high, the deal raises questions about its impact on trade and regional influence.
A BlackRock-backed investor group is buying a majority stake in a Hong Kong company that runs ports on both sides of the Panama Canal. The $22.8 billion deal involves CK Hutchison selling its Panama and other port operations to US and Swiss investors. The sale is seen as a win for the US, supporting efforts to limit China's influence in the region. For BlackRock, this is the largest infrastructure investment and may help address Republican criticism of its past ESG-focused strategies. The deal gives the group a 90% stake in Panama Ports Company, which runs key ports in the country. Despite the deal's significance, the U.S. State Department has not commented. Panama is reviewing CK Hutchison's contract and recently withdrew from China's Belt and Road Initiative.
Germany's future coalition partners have agreed on an historic debt overhaul to revamp its military and economy. Friedrich Merz's Conservatives and the Social Democrats will put their proposal of a €500 billion infrastructure fund and changes to borrowing rules to boost military spending to the German parliament next week. Merz stressed the need for Europe to take responsibility for its own security. The reform would mark a rollback of the borrowing rules imposed after 2008 global financial crisis that many have since criticized as outdated. Australia is bracing for the impact of tropical cyclone Alfred. Strong winds of 155 kilometers per hour could develop as the storm swirls toward Brisbane along the east coast, threatening millions of people in Queensland and New South Wales. Authorities have declared a state of emergency.
Millions of people are at risk as a rare tropical cyclone named Alfred is hurtling towards Australia along 500 kilometers of the east coast at Brisbane. A state of emergency has been declared in Queensland and New South Wales. According to the Australian Bureau of Meteorology, destructive winds are expected to develop from Thursday afternoon. The cyclone is forecast to make landfall near the capital of Queensland early Friday morning.
We are facing the potential that a cyclone could in fact cross the coast on high tide in the middle of the night. And we're asking Queenslanders to prepare for that. And we are here today to tell you that we are preparing for that right across all levels of government and agencies to support this state in a difficult period of time.
Meteorologists have warned that total rainfall in some areas could reach up to 800 millimeters, which is more than the average rainfall for March. Such conditions could cause life-threatening flash floods. Thousands of properties in the affected zone are at risk. The combination of strong winds and flash flood threats poses a serious danger to communities. Powerful winds could uproot trees, cause significant damage to caravans, and tear boats from their moorings.
I know this is, in many cases, for many Queenslanders, the first time they have experienced this. But I want to assure you that you will get through this if you stay connected, if you do the right things, and if you put in place those preparations now. We've repeatedly been speaking about getting ready over the last few days. We're now into the phase where it's hours rather than days, but you've still got time. You've got time to plan an evacuation route if you're in one of those zones. You've got time to clean up your home and make sure you've got the essentials if you're not in those areas.
It's expected to hit land early Friday morning. Authorities are urging residents to take precautionary measures and follow official guidelines. Emergency services are on high alert, and the situation is being closely monitored.
Egypt urged Arab leaders to adopt its reconstruction plan for Gaza that would cost $53 billion and avoid resettling Palestinians, in contrast to U.S. President Donald Trump's Middle East Riviera vision. The five-year plan includes the construction of 400,000 new homes, an airport and major infrastructure. It suggests a governance assistance mission to temporarily oversee Gaza and train Palestinian security forces. The plan also calls for elections in Palestinian areas within a year, after nearly 20 years without elections. Turkey says it continues to make significant advancements in defense technology. One of the country's most prominent unmanned combat aerial vehicles, the Bayraktar Akinci, has completed its first flight equipped with Aselsan's state-of-the-art Murad AESA radar.
The Bayraktar Akinci UCAV, developed by Baykar, is one of the world's leading high-altitude, long-endurance unmanned combat aerial vehicles. It was first introduced into service in 2021 and is capable of performing missions that were traditionally reserved for fighter jets. Successful flight test with the Murad AESA radar is a major achievement. This radar, developed by Turkish defense giant Aselsan, features advanced electronic beam steering, enabling simultaneous air-to-air and air-to-ground engagement. Such cutting-edge technology enhances Akinci's operational capabilities in modern warfare environments. The Murad AESA radar, specifically the Murad 100A model, represents a breakthrough in Turkey's defense technology. It provides multifunctional fire control, ensuring superior situational awareness and target tracking. With this system, Akinci can detect and engage threats with greater precision and efficiency. With global demand for advanced unmanned systems increasing, Turkey's Bayraktar Akıncı, now integrated with the Murat Ayisa radar, solidifies its position as a leader in next-generation UAV technology.
An international conference on digitalization, industrial security and procurement in the energy sector was held by SOCAR in Baku. The event brought together key leaders in the industry and focused on advancing digital technologies, emergency response and procurement in the oil and gas sector. Speeches were delivered by SOCAR President Rovshan Najaf, Kazmunai Gas Chairman Askhad Hasanov, Tatneft CEO Neil Maganov and Uzbekneftegaz Chairman Bakur Dirjon Siddiqov. The quadrilateral agreement was signed to strengthen cooperation in emergency response, digital technologies and joint procurement efforts in the oil and gas industry. The four companies aim to drive innovation and optimize operations in the energy sector through closer cooperation and shared initiatives.
Today, we are gathered here to sign a series of documents and discuss the development and deepening of our cooperation in key areas such as digitalization, industrial safety, joint procurement, and emergency management and response. In the rapidly changing world of energy, where challenges in the gas industry require prompt solutions, we are entering a new era of collaboration. This cooperation will allow us to jointly create conditions for the exchange of experience and the implementation of innovative digital technologies, organize joint response teams, exchange analytical data, thereby strengthening our collective industrial safety.
The Middle Corridor is rapidly becoming a crucial trade route between Asia and Europe. Representatives from more than 10 countries gathered in Baku to discuss expanding and modernizing this transportation network.
At the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route General Assembly, officials announced new measures to enhance cargo management, including real-time tracking and advanced analytics. By 2025, an estimated 4.2 million tons of cargo will move along this corridor. 2.5 million tons of this volume will be dry cargo and 1.7 oil cargo. Last year, more than 3,000 tons of cargo were transported through the Middle Corridor.
Next year, a rapid increase in transit container transportation is expected, particularly from Southeast Asia to Europe and vice versa. Currently, 11 countries are part of the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route, including Singapore, China, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Turkey, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, Poland, and Lithuania. The route is also planned to expand in Europe.
The event concluded with agreements to improve shipping connections across the Caspian Sea, ensuring smoother and faster cargo movement.
The corridor facilitates the fastest and safest transportation of goods between China and Europe. In 2025 and beyond, we plan to further develop the Middle Corridor and increase cargo transportation between the West and East, alongside the North-South corridors.
With over 3.3 million tons of cargo already transported, the Middle Corridor is quickly evolving into a global trade powerhouse. More companies are joining the network as Turkey, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Azerbaijan continue strengthening partnerships.
The Navier-Stokes equations, among the most complex problems in mathematics, have long baffled experts. Equations which describe the motion of fluids are fundamental to numerous areas of science and engineering. Now, Professor Kamal Sultanov from Azerbaijan claims to have solved a key aspect of this enduring puzzle.
For nearly 2 centuries, the Navier-Stokes equations have stood as one of the most formidable challenges in mathematics. These equations, which describe the motion of fluids, from water to air, underpin many scientific and engineering disciplines. Despite their significance, a complete solution has remained elusive, earning them a place among the 7 Millennium Prize problems identified by the Clay Mathematics Institute, with a $1 million reward for a definitive solution. The difficulty lies in the chaotic and turbulent nature of fluid flow, where even minor changes can lead to unpredictable outcomes. A phenomenon evident in weather patterns, ocean currents, and aerodynamics. Professor Kemal Soltanov, a scientist and author of over 120 scientific papers, currently based in Turkey. Soltanov has made a bold claim. He has resolved a fundamental aspect of the Navier-Stokes problem. His research focuses on the uniqueness of weak solutions, addressing a question that has remained unanswered for nearly a century.
What is the next challenge for you? You have already achieved quite a lot, but the life is long and you have ambitions. What is the next challenge for you?
Before I began working on Navier-Stokes around 1985, I proved that when it comes to fixed-point theorems, these are usually proven using the Cassiopouli-Panache approach, which requires sufficient smoothness of the operator. At that time, when I was in Moscow at the Steklov Institute, there was a group working on the uniqueness of solutions to the Navier-Stokes equations. I've been working on this issue for over 40 years. I resolved this problem definitively in 2015.
Talking about the Navier-Stokes equations, in addition to being of great significance and interest in a purely mathematical sense, they're also very, very important from the engineering and medical point of views. They may be used to model the weather, ocean currents and water flow in a pipe, and also there's an application for the aircraft and cars, the study of blood flow. What are some other applications of your scientific activities which you think that benefit humanity at large?
Creating mathematical models is not easy. One must thoroughly understand the process, which often involves many components. It is essential to identify which components are significant and which are not. Unfortunately, this is not always possible. Nevertheless, mathematical models are necessary, or studying processes occurring in life.
He adds that the Navier-Stokes equations, a set of partial differential equations, describe the flow of incompressible viscous fluids in mathematical terms.
The Navier-Stokes equations, being a set of partial differential equations, describe the flow of incompressible viscous fluids in mathematical contours. Since the Navier-Stokes equation is non-linear, finding its solution had been impossible for years. 100 years after these equations were formulated, in 1932, the existence of a weak solution to the problem was proven, and the class of functions it belongs to was determined. However, the question of whether the solution is unique or not remained open. As a result, no progress had been made for 90 years. Though it may sound immodest, I have solved this problem. I do not hesitate to say that this is of great importance.
The implications of this breakthrough extend far beyond theoretical mathematics. The Navier-Stokes equations play a critical role in fields such as engineering, meteorology, medical science, and climate research. Soltanov's findings suggest that, under specific conditions, weak solutions, approximations that satisfy the equations in a less rigid sense, are indeed unique. If validated, this would represent a major step forward in mathematical physics and applied sciences. As the global scientific community scrutinizes his work, the world is left wondering, could this be the breakthrough that completely unlocks the Navier-Stokes equation? The question remains.
In Spain, thousands of visitors are attending the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona to explore the latest artificial intelligence devices.
The second day of the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona showcased the latest technological advancements, drawing thousands of attendees. The exhibition featured innovative devices, including smartwatches, smartphones, and headphones. On the first day was the display of the Tesla Cybertruck, where visitors had the opportunity to sit inside and test its features.
I was at Mobile World Congress last year, and this year, I see things that were presented then now fully implemented. It's exciting to witness how technology advances. As a software engineer in the tech industry, I see artificial intelligence evolving daily.
The venue was filled with activity as attendees explored the latest tech trends.
The AI is being applied everywhere, in network, in customer management. So I would say AI, artificial intelligence, is currently a trend in telecommunications.
As one of the most significant global tech events, the Mobile World Congress continues to be a hub for industry leaders, innovators, and tech enthusiasts who want to experience the future of technology firsthand.
Exciting discoveries have emerged from the ancient city of Aspendos, located 40 kilometers east from Antalya. As part of Turkey's Heritage for the Future project, archaeologists have uncovered remarkable artifacts that offer a glimpse into the past. Among the treasures unearthed is a marble statue of Hermes, the messenger of Zeus, alongside fragments of statues depicting Aphrodite, Eros, Artemis, and Nemesis.
The Turkish Ministry of Culture and Tourism has announced the discovery of significant artifacts in Aspendos, a city renowned for its well-preserved Roman theater and architectural marvels. The statue of Hermes, found in multiple fragments, was carefully reassembled by experts. Known in Greek mythology as the herald of the gods and the protector of trade, merchants, and travelers, Hermes holds a crucial place in ancient beliefs. Culture and Tourism Minister Mehmet Nuri Ersoy emphasized that this excavation is part of an ongoing effort to preserve and showcase Turkey's rich cultural heritage. The unveiling of these statues provides fresh insight into the artistic and historical significance of Aspendos, a city that continues to captivate historians and visitors alike. Experts believe that these discoveries will shed new light on the religious and social life of the ancient inhabitants of the region.
Thanks for joining us. Keep watching A News for the latest, and we'll be back before you know it.